Hi, welcome back. And today we are going to deal about inheritance concepts and what are the types of inheritance. So first, let us learn about what is my inheritance. So inheritance is nothing but inheriting, right? The word itself saying that inheriting. We are inheriting something from the parent, or the parent is inheriting something from the grandparent, or even the child can inheriting from the parent and grandparent, right? So we are inheriting something that properties, right? Similar properties or something like that in general. Similarly, in Java also, inheritance is nothing but a class is inheriting some properties or methods or variables or constructor from the parent class. That is called inheritance. And there are three types of inheritance. You can see that a single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and multiple inheritance. Single inheritance is nothing but a one-on-one relationship, right? A child is inheriting from the parent. That's it. There are two classes, child class and parent class, whereas the child class is inheriting from the parent class, or parent class is inheriting from the grandparent class. Anything. Like I can say, like it's a one-on-one map. I can say that. You can see that the class. I can say class B is inheriting from class A, right? This is called single inheritance. What is multi-level inheritance? Multi-level inheritance means three classes involved, right? Say, for example, class A, you can say like this, right? Yeah, you can see like this, right? Class C is inheriting from class B, and class B is inheriting from class A. That means class C, let us consider as a child. Child is inheriting from the parent, whereas parent will be inheriting from the grandparent, right? So that is how it's like a multi-level. So three types of three levels. That is what they are saying as multi-level inheritance, right? Then what is meant by multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance is nothing but say class A, class B. You can see that class C is inheriting from two classes, class A and class B. Instead of single class inheriting, it is inheriting from the two classes. That means, say the child is inheriting from both the properties of father and mother, right? So both are parents, both are together as called parents. So child is inheriting some properties from father and some properties from mother. So that is called multiple inheritance. Whereas multi-level inheritance, the three classes will be involved. I mean, one class will be inheriting at a time, whereas in multiple, two classes will be inheriting to a single class. That is the difference between multi-level and multiple. Multiple inheritance cannot be achieved in Java due to ambiguous, so we cannot achieve in Java. Um, Whereas we can achieve through one concept called interface that we are going to deal in the further sessions. But directly we cannot do multiple returns in Java, but we can do a alternate workaround kind of a thing using interface. That we will discuss that in detail in upcoming sessions. Please watch out for that. So for today's session, we will be dealing about single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. Let us see an example one by one. So this is IntelliJ. So I'm going to create two class files here. Let me create, say, parent class, right? For understanding, I'm just creating like parent class, right? So I created a parent class, right? So in this parent class, what I'm going to do, I am going to create a variable, class instance variable, right? So int parent integer, something like that. So I can say it as something, some value I must say. Similarly, string parent string, something like that. I'm saying the in string as parent, right? So these are the two instance variable in the parent class. Now I am going to create a child class, right? So the child class, what I'm going to do is I'm trying to access that parent, right? So for that, what I'm going to do, public static void main string arguments passing over here. Now to uh, access any object or instance variable, we know that we have to create an object for non-static. So class name, object name equal to new of class name, right? But if I type object dot some, if I want to say parent int, right? If I am typing over here, it is not understanding that, right? If I type this, want to print it here, uh, it is saying as, so it's highlighting in red, right? That means cannot resolve symbol. The compiler didn't understand what is mean by parent int over here. I didn't understand nothing, because this class doesn't have this parent int, right? That's what it is saying that. So it is not inherited this parent class. So in order to inherit the parent class, we have to use a keyword called extends. So if you put extends, then that parent class name. If you put that, see, automatically the error has been vanished. That means the extend is the keyword you have to use for inheriting the property. So the child, if you put extends, automatically the compiler will understand, okay, this child class in inheriting from the parent class. So that is what I have mentioned over here. See, automatically the error has been gone now. So now we have full privilege to inherit the uh, parent class instance variables, right? See that obj dot parent string. Now we have full privilege. You can able to access the parent class. Now if you run this, automatically the two values will get printed over there. Yep, you can see that 10 and parent have been printed over there. So this is the example of single inheritance. A child class has been inheriting from the parent class. Now let us move to one step ahead, that is multi-level inheritance. You can see that there are three classes. One is grandparent, parent and child. Let me create one more class here. I can say as grandparent, right, grandparent class. Now the grandparent, I am creating two instance for variable here. Let me say uh, grandparent int. I'm saying some 5, integer 5, and string I'm saying grandparent string equal to grandparent, right? Okay. Now I'm going to uh, let me put a order, right? So after this child, yeah. So the grandparent is having two variables and parent is having two variables. But now I want to extend my parent class to grandparent so that those variables also will be available. I am grandparent class now, right? Now I am able to access these two variables also here. So what I can do is, okay, let me try to access that. Let me create a method so that I can say as method 1, right? So now I am going to print these two variables. So I can say as println, I can say um, um, you can see that grandparent int, and I'm going to print this grandparent string as well, right? And I'm also going to print parent int, right? Parent string as well, right? So instead of calling here separately, since I created a method to access parents as well as grandparents, now the child is inheriting from the parent. Automatically, grandparent also involved in this. So just what I can do is, instead of typing like this, just object dot method one. If I type this, automatically grandparent also coming into picture, parent also coming into picture, parent variables also coming into picture. Because already parent has been inheriting from the grandparent, now the child is inheriting from the parent class. Right now, if I run this and see that grandparent instance variables and parent instance variable both will get printed over here. So this is the type of single inheritance and multi-level inheritance And multiple inheritance, as I told before, we cannot achieve that. If you try here like parent, and you can see that, so automatically it is saying that cannot extend multiple classes. That is what I told, right? Java will not allow multiple inheritance. So that's what it is not allowing over here. So anyway, we are going to see the workaround in the upcoming sessions. And I hope you have understood what is meant by single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. And with an example, I have explained over here. Um, so hope it has been clear. And okay, so one more question. So before wrapping up the session, so is this the only way that we have to inherit this? Every time I have to give this instance variables and methods here, right? So this is quite, though it is easier, but it's quite tedious. Whether any other easier method or is any keyword is can be used to inherit. If you say, for example, if you have a constructor, right? The grandparent is having a constructor and parent is having a constructor. I want to access the constructors, right, of the parent class constructor. How can we achieve that, right? Those can be dealt with a keyword called super. That is what our next session is all about. Please watch out for that. Until this, good night. Thank you.